years to make the Memorial Day Parade what it is today. Personally, I need to say you were one of the people on the old committee that I held a lot of respect for. Unfortunately, that did change this past month. An article appeared in at least one publication questioning you on whether or not it is okay to campaign on Memorial Day. Your reply was, and I quote, "It is not okay. There are limits to everything, and this behavior is in poor taste." You went on to belittle your new fellow committee members, voted in by those who you supposed to serve, with a statement calling their signs litter. To me, littering is not a political campaign sign. Okay? I'm going to skip part of what I had here, but if this wasn't enough, you stated, "Against my wishes, Leela and Lions will have a float in a parade this year. As you may know, Liz Duffy and Ben Smith chose to honor the day and respect the military personnel who died for our country. They chose not to participate in the parade to advance their political career." The fact is, Leela and Lions did not have a float in the parade. While it may be a fact that Liz and Ben did not participate in the parade, it was with the township's permission, with you as deputy mayor, as well as the parade founder and organizer, that you contradicted yourself by permitting Duffy and Smith to advance their political careers by campaigning on township property on this very same Memorial Day that Larry Leela was serving duty time as an EMT on bicycle patrol with the White House Rescue Squad during the parade, and Deb Lyons took no part in the parade other than an observer. Your statement that it is not okay to campaign on Memorial Day does not seem to include the incumbent or her running mate. This is the very careful, same type of carefully crafted wording you used at the May 18th township meeting after several residents were making comments about the candidates for tomorrow's election during the comments for the public section. You questioned the use of the word integrity when it was applied to Leela and Lions, and then commented on something that was brought up about Larry Leela's 20 years of service to this township on the rescue squad. I won't try to quote you since I don't recall the exact words, but basically you indicated you had heard that Larry Leela had not run a call for over 10 years in reference to the comment that was made about his 20 years of service. I was totally taken aback. I joined the rescue squad in 2003 and became a life member in 2013 after 10 years of volunteering. I knew this was not a fact, and when I spoke to you after the meeting, you cleared it up for me by telling me, and I am quoting you, you indicated you said nothing untrue, unquote, explaining to me that what you said was someone from the rescue squad told you this information. In my opinion, to use the deputy mayor position to propagate hearsay, maligning a candidate you don't favor, just before an election, tells us you don't care about your own integrity. Mr. Oriana, at this time, I'm I must say to you, I'm glad that I saw someplace that you will not be running again.
Any other, I'm sorry, do you know?
Yes. I'm sorry, no. I have one more comment addressed to Mrs. Duffy. And before I say that, I just want you to know that as we agreed, I sent 2 messages to you for which I have not received a response. Mrs. Duffy, I participated in the parade as a volunteer with Readington CERT, helping keep the floats moving at the end of the parade, reserving the township parking lot for veterans and handicap, and ensuring the vets could be respected by allowing them to unload at the site of the memorial. I explained this last point to you when you came to me, insisting that I have to float with World War II vets and move on. You surprised me by assuming I would make the 88 to 95-year-old World War II vets walk from down the road because the float owner chose to display their choice of candidates. When I found out you and your running mate had a booth at the event following, I was even more upset when, taken with Mr. Oriana's statement, Liz Duffy and Ben Smith chose to honor the day and respect the military personnel who died for our country. I don't believe that's honoring our living veterans nor honoring the day. I'm done.
Any other comments from the public? Ms. Fuller?
Good evening, Don Paul with Readington Township. You want me to sign?
Sure, please.
You don't know me by now.
I do, but you know,
I know.
when somebody's transcribing or the tape, voices are funky.
No, I know, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I just had a quick question. 2 weeks ago, Mr. Scott Scanlon presented a very serious request to the 5 members of the Township Committee. And I was just wondering if, I would like to ask the 5 distinguished members of the committee if there's any response to that regarding the very excoriating comments that 4 judges had to make about Mrs. Allen and her continued participation, leadership roles apparently on many of the boards. Is there any feedback from the committee on that? Because there's more petitions. I have more petitions here.
We're looking into it, Mr. Baldwin.
What does that mean?
Well, we're asking Sharon and Ms. Draken to do some research as to whether that there's any, whether that is a valid issue.
But the decision rests with the body, the 5 members of the body.
No, it doesn't, because there are rules about people on committees and what kinds of conditions they can be removed. And so far, for lack of a better way to phrase it, annoying 4 judges has not shown up as, or being disliked by a couple of judges hasn't shown up as a legitimate reason. There are reasons. We're looking to see if there's anything.
That seems like a bit of a flippant response, though, with all due respect, Mayor. I mean, the comments made by the judges, including the appellate decision, were not casual comments of annoyance at a coffee shop. They were in written decisions. They appeared in written decisions as the official findings of the court. And in fact, in 2009, they were published decisions, which carries a bit more weight than just a decision. Any of the other members of the committee?
I would just say that it's governed by statute. Appointments are governed by statute. You might like to consult the statute.
What statutes are relevant to this? Can anybody tell me?
Statutes with respect to planning board members, and I give me a few minutes, I'll look it up. Basically, it says that a person can be removed for good cause or cause by the government.
Can you share that with me after the meeting, perhaps? Thank you. Thank you.
Any other comments from the public? Yes. Oh, Mr. Anderson. This is your kind of weather.
Good evening, John Anderson, Jersey Central Power and Light. I just wanted to stop by and just provide you some good news in terms of reliability for Readington Township. We've just completed a new 34.5 kV sub-transmission line that actually is connecting the substation Lebanon with our North Branch substation. And really what that's doing is providing truly another circuit and redundant feed into North Branch substation. So in the event that any of the 34.5 lines go down, we have another line to pick that up. So that was a project that actually I should have brought up when I was last year for an update, and I was remiss when it hadn't started yet, but it's now since been done and complete, and it's all set. We're also going to be doing some work on, speaking of 34.5 sub-transmission, also some vegetation management over on 22 in those parts, bringing the line that's going from Exxon to New York Life and then down to Lebanon and then from Lebanon into Readington, so into the North Branch. So that section's already been completed with the new line construction, but that other line, we're going to be working on pieces of that to make sure that is up to speed as well. So really, that was all in the name of, in essence, you can understand like our fiscal year kind of runs June 1 to June 1, so that we refer to as like our summer readiness, so that the whole system is up to speed and everything's in place to handle whether it be those summer loading conditions or thunderstorms that we're predicting every afternoon. So we've gotten that done in time, so that was officially done for June 1st.
Thank you. It's good news.
Yes, it is.
It's amazing what happened once I got a generator.
That's it. All it's up. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Any other comments from the public? All right, we are now in your public hearing, and then we'll come back to government. Okay? Do I have a motion to close the regular meeting and open the public hearing?
So
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This is an ordinance amending portions of the boundaries of the agricultural, residential, AR, and business B zone districts as depicted on the zoning map of Chapter 148 of the Land Use Ordinance of the Township of Readington, County of Hunterdon, and State of New Jersey to incorporate a 4.3 plus or minus acre portion of Block 14, Lot 49 within the business B zone. This is ordinance number 05-215.
Mayor?
Yes.
I would just like to make a statement for the record on this. After the meeting and publication of the ordinance, it was discovered that the drawing that was attached as the exhibit had a minor typo on it. I believe it is anyway. It had the zone marked B/AR instead of B.
Right.
So the corrected map was printed. It's available for distribution. And I think this is minor because the wording in the published ordinance that itself is very clear that the two sections in question are to become part of the B zone. We don't have anything such as an AR/B
Right,
zone
that's
even.
sort of contradictory.
Yeah, there's no such thing. And the exhibit's not going to become part of the zoning map that gets published in the general code. The zone map's simply going to be changed to increase the boundary line of the B. And so unless there's somebody out here that was confused by this or has a problem, I alerted Walmart's attorney to
Right.
this. They had problems here. Right. I think it's addressed here.
Excuse me, Mayor, I'm here. I'm Walmart's attorney, and we're good with that change as well.
Do me a favor.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Jennifer Lowe, and I'm with Becker and Hollywood, and we're representing National Realty. And we spoke about this issue with the map and line change, and our claim is fine with it.
Okay, great, thank you.
I just want to make that clear.
All right, good. Any comments from the public? Yes.
Hello.
State your name and sign in, please.
Yes, my name is Mark Lesnick. I'm I'm representing my father, Ronald Lustig, who couldn't make it. He just had back surgery. He owns the property adjacent to Walmart, with the pizzeria and the haircutting place. The lot is 15 and the lot is 7.01. He had a question regarding the future sewer service area and whether or not that would expand past the Walmart down 22 on the westbound side. And would he be able to possibly tie into that road?
Does anybody have any, Rob, do you know?
No, this will be just to the Walmart New 4th Street, and the pump up the highway. So there's no connecting to that.
Right, but I guess the question is, will property owners that own property beyond Walmart on the westbound side going towards Branchburg, would they be able to tap into this new future sewer system?
No.
So it's going to stop at Walmart?
Well, it's a pump, it's a force-main system. You wouldn't be able to tap into it.
So only Walmart would have this system, so all like Kavanaugh and all those other people wouldn't be able to tap into that sewer?
Right, Walmart's putting the system.
If I may just make one comment, our client had previous approvals for the sewer, and then more recently made sure they confirmed everything. So, I mean, irrespective of your particular issue, I understand, our sewer issues were already approved and are completely approved today. There's nothing new happening with that.
I have a better understanding. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you. Are there any other comments from members of the public? Do I have a motion to close the public hearing and open the regular meeting?
I move that we close the public meeting of the regular meeting.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Do I have a motion to adopt this ordinance? Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, Rita?
Mr. Oriana?
Yes.
Mr. Burrows?
Yes.
Mrs. Duffy?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mayor Porter?
Yes. Thank you. All right, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
It's a long sit for a short comment, but it was helpful.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. We're up to comments from the governing body.
I'll make a comment. Mr. Schoenfeld, thank you for your comments. For many months now, you've been attending township committee meetings and have done nothing but complain. When someone consistently sees everything bad with someone or something, then they need to look at themselves and realize that maybe the problem is with themselves. You behave like you're Mr. Leela's mother.
I'm sorry, can you speak into the microphone?
I am. You behave like you're Mr. Leela's mother, and he needs to hide behind your apron. Mr. Leela is a grown man, and if he plans to be a committee member, he better begin to stand on his own 2 feet and not rely on you to defend him. If Mr. Leela was not in agreement with the information that I shared last meeting, then he should have spoken up for himself and not hide behind your apron. He was standing next to me at Pickle Park on Monday, and he made no attempt to speak to me about my comments. I will go on to say that Mr. Leela was given the opportunity to debate Liz Duffy and Ben Smith to demonstrate their qualifications as township committee members. They made every excuse why they couldn't make themselves available. Quite frankly, in my opinion, which once again I'm entitled to, based on their lack of communication, I don't think they're qualified for this job. Also, Mr. Schoenfeld, it's my understanding that you've been on suspension from the squad since last October, which you failed to mention along with your life membership. So when it comes to criticizing others and their behavior, I think you need to look at yourself first. Thank you.
May I please reply to that?
Madam Mayor, if I might. Mr. Oriana, I don't have a prepared statement, as you obviously took the time to prepare, but I think I'd like to clear the record on a couple of things here. First of all, I find it offensive that you would dress down a member of the public, serving the public in the way you did the last meeting. Secondly, I think you have turned this into a political circus that I was accused of here a while back, quite frankly. I find that offensive. And I think the fact that you have chosen not to run maybe suggests that you're not qualified.
I would just like to address Mr. Schoenfeld's comments about the parade and community day. And to my thinking, and I may be misinformed here, but I have always viewed them as two separate events. The Memorial Day parade is a parade to commemorate. Community Day is Community Day. There, in the past, we haven't even done them on the same day. We've had communities separate, so that within the past couple of years they've been combined. But I don't see Community Day as a Memorial Day celebration so much as it is a Community Day celebration. That's just my understanding. So I see them as quite different.
In response, I'd like to say that I only responded to what was told to me about integrity and honesty. That's how I responded. And secondly, I am up for the job because Mr. Grossman, you told me you would serve no more than 6 years. I've served 12 years.
That's precisely the reason why we need new leadership on this township committee, because people have been around too damn long.
That's why I'm stepping down.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Mayor Ford, I would.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I would like it to be known that Mr. Oriana,
Round of order, sir.
why, the meeting is over.
Okay.
I would like it to be known that Mr. Oriana has commented on my status with the rescue squad. Whether or not that is in fact true, it is privileged information that is not available to the public.
Well, members have informed me.
Mr. Herzog, you need to address the rescue squad for spreading rumors.
Mr. Schoenfeld, you're out of line. I think refrain from speaking any further.
Public places.
Comments are made in public.
See you next time.